Let's go Browns! I have a few important things to say to you, but first, if you've been a Cleveland Browns fan for over 20 years, don't forget to like this. It's great to see fans of all ages. If you believe we're going to the Super Bowl, write this, Go Browns! Picture it, the Cleveland Browns, locked in a tense fourth-quarter battle against their longtime nemesis, the Pittsburgh Steelers. It was the final game of the 2012 season, a year already marked by instability and quarterback roulette. Yet there they were, charging into the red zone at Heinz Field, just a few plays away from turning the game around. Backup quarterback Thad Lewis displayed impressive composure, leading the offense on a promising march. And then, it all fell apart in the blink of an eye. Leading left tackle Joe Thomas recently recounted this surreal moment on the New Heights podcast, offering a rare window into a moment of absolute chaos. The play? A simple two-jet protection call, basic stuff, sliding left. Everyone on the line knew it, or should have. But with a backup left guard with only a few games under his belt, basics apparently weren't basic enough. Center Alex Mack gave the command, Lion. That was the final cue, a clear signal to slide left. But the left guard didn't get it. He went right, and what followed was a nightmare. Lawrence Timmons, completely unblocked, came through the gap and ran over Lewis. As Thomas put it, he runs over Thad and separates his head from his body. And suddenly, Cleveland was faced with a terrible truth. They had no idea who their next quarterback would be. In the huddle, panic, literal confusion. An NFL team unsure of who their quarterback even was. That's how badly Cleveland's quarterback situation had deteriorated. Then, from the sideline, trotted out Josh Johnson, newly signed, unknown to the huddle, thrown directly into the fire. As Thomas told it, I could see it in everyone's eyes, like nobody knows who this King guy is. It was a TV timeout, and the anxiety was building. So Thomas stepped up, introduced himself, and gave a captain's rallying cry. Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Joe Thomas. I'm your left tackle. Let's go down the field and get a King score and win the game. But Cleveland fans know better than to believe in fairy tales. The next play? Another crushing sack by Timmons. Fumble. Steelers recover. Game over. Pittsburgh would go on to win 24-10, preserving their infamous 8-8 season, non-losing, but playoff-less. For Cleveland, it was another chapter in a book of frustration, defined by chaos at the quarterback position and a complete lack of identity. Fast forward to now, and somehow, the Browns' quarterback situation remains just as confusing, if not more so. The offseason has seen the addition of 4 new quarterbacks, veterans Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett, plus rookies Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. On paper, it sounds like an abundance of riches. In reality, it feels like a repeat of the same old problem, too many options, no clear answer. Deshaun Watson remains the focal point of uncertainty. After tearing his Achilles last season, he suffered a significant setback in January. Yet, the Browns haven't ruled him out. According to Mary Kay Cabot, the team is clinging to the never-say-never approach. And while Watson isn't practicing, sources say he's been a positive presence, helping the rookies, mentoring the room. But that mentorship doesn't solve the on-field issue. Who is actually going to lead this team? Flacco, the experienced vet. Pickett, the divisional cast-off. Gabriel and Sanders, the untested rookies. It's a 4-man race for a job that may or may not be temporarily held. Because if Watson returns, everything resets. It's the same kind of confusion Joe Thomas described from that unforgettable Steelers game. Different year, different names, same Browns chaos. What's even more fascinating is how head coach Kevin Stefanski is reportedly considering a trade to shake things up again. That's right, yet another quarterback could be on the move to Cleveland. It's a bold move, one that shows urgency but also highlights the desperation to finally find a leader under center. The irony? Cleveland might have too many quarterbacks and yet still no solution. And here's where we find ourselves, a Browns team teetering on the edge of promise and disaster. The pieces are there. The defense is strong. The weapons are in place. But without stability at quarterback, nothing matters. Fans are left to hope that anyone, emerges from the cluttered pack. Because as it stands, it's hard not to feel like we're watching the same movie from 2012, just with updated graphics and a few new faces. As training camp looms closer, the tension around the Browns quarterback room is almost tangible. It's not just about performance on the field, it's about clarity, identity, and trust. Fans and analysts alike are searching for signs, something definitive to cling to. Will it be the veteran steadiness of Flacco, the gritty edge of Pickett, the raw potential of Gabriel, or the dynamic presence of Sanders? Or does the front office still believe Deshaun Watson can overcome one of the toughest injuries a quarterback can face and return to form? Let's start with Watson. His Achilles tear, followed by a significant setback in January, has thrown the entire season's outlook into a haze. And yet, the Browns have not closed the door. They've been vague, supportive, but non-committal. Stefanski and company walk a tightrope, publicly backing their franchise investment while simultaneously preparing for life without him. It's a dangerous game, both in PR and football terms. On one hand, they're reinforcing Watson's presence in the locker room, highlighting his leadership and encouragement. On the other, every move they make, signing Flacco, trading for Pickett, drafting not one but two quarterbacks, signals a lack of faith in his return. For Watson, this is a pivotal moment. His time in Cleveland has already been under a microscope, filled with high expectations and limited results. Now, injured and sidelined, he's at risk of becoming a bystander in a quarterback room that's rapidly moving on. Even if he makes it back physically, what about mentally? Can he regain the confidence, the poise, the command that made him a star in Houston? Or will he be just another name in the ever-growing list of quarterbacks who couldn't steer the Browns forward? Meanwhile, Joe Flacco offers something else entirely: stability. He showed flashes last season, even leading the Browns to unexpected wins when injuries had decimated the depth chart. He's got the resume, the Super Bowl pedigree, the leadership. But at 39, is he anything more than a placeholder? That's the question Stefanski must answer. Can Flacco give you 17 games, or at least a full half season, of mistake-free football while the rest of the team carries the load? And more importantly, should he be the guy over younger talent with future upside? Enter Kenny Pickett. The former Steeler comes to Cleveland with something to prove. Once hailed as Pittsburgh's next great hope, his tenure never quite caught fire. Now, wearing orange and brown, he's got a chip on his shoulder and a point to make. Pickett has experience, mobility, and a deep knowledge of AFC North defenses. That matters. He's not just a throw-in, he's a legitimate contender in this race. But does he have the trust of Stefanski? The locker room? That's where his fight begins. Then there's the rookies. Dillon Gabriel, the high-volume passer from Oklahoma, and Shedeur Sanders, one of the most talked-about prospects in recent college football memory. Sanders brings intrigue, not just for his play style, but his persona. The spotlight follows him, and that alone creates buzz and pressure. So far, sources say Sanders and Gabriel have been putting in extra hours, learning the playbook, earning respect. That's encouraging. But can either truly win the job this year, or are they destined to sit, watch, and learn? All of this circles back to Kevin Stefanski. His decisions now will define his legacy in Cleveland. He's already made bold moves, draft picks, trades, QB signings, all in search of a solution. But eventually, someone has to take the field and lead. Someone has to be the guy. And Stefanski can't wait until week 1 to decide. Training camp will be a battlefield. Reps will matter. Leadership will matter more. The room can't afford confusion. Not again. Cleveland's history with quarterbacks is as notorious as it is tragic. But this year feels different, not because the ghosts are gone, but because the stakes are higher. The roster is built to win now. The defense is elite. The offense has weapons. The fan base is starving. If Stefanski gets this right, the Browns could be contenders. If he gets it wrong, well, Browns fans know how that story ends. So now, we turn to you, Browns Nation. Who's your quarterback? Who do you trust to lead this team? Is it Flacco, the proven vet? Pickett, the AFC North insider? Gabriel or Sanders, the wild cards with upside? Or do you still believe in Deshaun Watson's return? Sound off in the comments. We want to hear from every corner of the land. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the Browns quarterback chaos, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more exclusive Browns content, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a story. Let's ride through this season together, because no matter who lines up under center, we're all in this with one goal: Browns to the top. Let's go!